All right. So we will just go ahead and let's do a third eye activation meditation. I think you were all here. We did it together. Were you all on the webinar last Tuesday when we did the third eye activation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. So again, we're going to be breathing. You're going to bring your attention here to your third eye. We're going to be breathing from here. You pull the air in. It goes inwards to the center of your brain. So you inhale, it goes in there. And then when you exhale, the air goes up and hits the top of your skull and then falls down and cools off your brain. You're imagining it's cooling off your brain. It's an imagination.
Why should the brain be cool? Cold. Why are we cooling down the brain?
It's an imagination you do that.
But why?
It activates the pineal gland. That's what it does. By bringing the energy to it and then pushing the air, bringing the air in, pushing it up, and then air falls down and cools the entire brain and it gets it activated.
Yes.
Somehow it works. Okay, so let's do that for a few moments. Just close your eyes and do your breathing exercise. have your eyes closed, we're going to do the blah, blah, blah meditation. So we're going to start. Abagajigaji nanana wana wagajigaji jawara wadikawa na wagadaji gijo wagaji wado wada wada jan nanana wana wagajigaji wada 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 abagaji wada jini wada gaji nanana wana wada gaji gaji wada wada gaji wada 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 gaji gaji abagaji wada wada gaji nanana Take a deep breath and keep breathing in and out from your third eye. Just keep your attention on the third eye. Keep breathing in and out. Bring the air in to your third eye. One more time. Abagaja, abagaja, shisajadi. Take a deep breath. Keep your attention on your third eye. Okay, the next meditation is the laughing meditation. We're going to be laughing. Breathing in and out from your third eye. Keep your attention on your third eye. Keep breathing in and out from your third eye. attention on your third eye. Without trying your attention on it. Either you're breathing in and out from your third eye, or if it goes away, goes out, you simply keep your attention on one point. And you let go of your mind. You let the mind go. Doing it is very good. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to use it. Simply keeping your attention on one point. And you're sinking deeper and deeper in the silent mind. happens when you keep doing the work, whether your attention is on your third eye or it's in your heart, and your mind starts going inward, and you're looking inward into one point. So the more you do the practice, the easier it becomes, and the deeper you go, you sink in and go deeper and deeper into the silence. And things become more quiet, more quiet. It gets easy. It gets easier because it is really, this silence is your natural birthmark. Your birthright. You were born with it, out of silence. So our nature, true nature, is about really being silent and peaceful within. It's not about being chaotic. So when we, through the practice, find our way back into it again, the deeper you go, the more natural it becomes. Begin to fall in love with it and develop a love affair with silence. And as you become more silent, your quality of your life begins to change. Because the reason that it starts to change is the more you become silent, the more you're going beyond the mind. You know, we can say from the head to the heart, or going beyond the thinking mind in the back. Whichever, you know, whichever way you like. Doesn't matter. You know, don't get hung up on my words. Saying that, well, you said from the head to the heart. And then next time you said from here to beyond the mind. It doesn't matter. I use different words because different words is different for different people. They resonate with those words. But basically the idea is the more you become quiet, the more everything becomes clear. The fog starts to go away. This fog that you don't know about it till you become quiet. The more you become quiet, the more this fog that you lived in with all your life starts to go away, and you start to become clear. You can see things, you can see events coming, things happening, you can see things within yourself, where you're heading, what's going on around you, what's going on in the world, what's happening with other people. You become more and more awake. And it's like different parts of you begin to wake up. So you become more alert of everything within yourself, within and without. So the quality of your life begin to change. I mean, in some ways, nothing has changed. The world is still functioning the way it was functioning. There's still traffic out there. There's still economic problems, political problems. The railroad is functioning. The subway system is functioning. You know, the mailman brings the mail. Everything is doing its thing. So nothing has changed, but then everything has changed. The world is changing from within because you're becoming more and more quiet inside and more clear about everything. Certainly the quality of life is improving beyond any imagination. And this part of what we're doing is about that, is pointing the finger. That's the direction to go. This is the way you go. Into this quiet, silent place inside yourself, discovering your own wealth. discovering your own treasure, which is here already. It's within yourself. You have it. It's just up to now, our attention was not on it. Our attention was on the other world because we thought peace of mind, happiness was coming from the outside world by gaining something, by acquiring something, by getting the object of our desire. That's where we thought it was. And most of us who are on this path, we have already exhausted that part. We have already gone after everything we wanted in our other world. And some of it we got, some we didn't get, but it didn't bring happiness. It didn't bring peace of mind. So that's why you're on this path. That's why you're listening to me and talking to me and taking the time every week to be attentive to do this practice, because there's millions of other things you can do. There's all kinds of reasons not to be here, all kinds of excuses to do something else. Oh, I have a dance class, I have a yoga class, oh, I have to take my kids to school, I have to nanny for my grandchildren. There's a million different things to do. But somehow we're attracted to this. So we make time to come together to sit and meditate and pay attention and seek, look within ourselves. Something is real here. Something is juicy. Something is really beyond as far as the quality. But it's changing the quality of our lives. And you resonate with it. You recognize it. You understand it. For that, you're willing to put your time and energy and to become attentive, because it's changing your life. This inner silence, this discovery of the inner treasure, finding it. Because there's nothing in this planet that even come close to it. Nothing. You can lose everything in your life. If you have discovered this part, you're still wealthy and rich. Those who've come to it and they have discovered it and they've gone all the way deep within the rabbit hole, they're willing to give everything away. And that's where the sage is. The sage has arrived at this place. And they're not willing to give it up for anything. Because nothing in the other world can even come close to it. You have arrived. You're at home. You're at peace. You're in silence. You found the center of yourself. So there's nothing going on in it anymore. No matter what's going on in the outside world, it has no effect on who you are and where you're at. It cannot touch you. You have arrived. You have gone beyond. That's what is happening now. So, I like to check in with everybody. Why don't we just take a few moments and each and every one of us, if you would like, share with us where you at spiritually, physically, emotionally. How is it going with each and every one of you? Why don't I start with you, Anne-Therese, if you feel like sharing?
Yes. I feel I've been tested all week about different issues, and I go back to the thinking mind again and again, and come back to the silent place, and then up and think again, and back to the silent place. And yeah, I've been through all kind of feelings this week, and at first I was really high, and I get a lot of energy down in the crown chakra, and then old friends begin to contact me. I haven't seen them or spoke to them 1, 2, or 3 years. So then I begin thinking, but I pull myself back in the silent place. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Okay, Christina?
Yeah. I have a little bit like Andres, recognize my thoughts more, that I'm coming back and forth to this silence or a quiet place in my mind, I should say. And I have a lot going around me at the moment at my work, and I have to focus to stay a little bit, not jumping around in my head so many thoughts. So physically it's happened a lot, still with my body, and my feet, I've been testing my physical body, you could say, my feet again. I could run yesterday, for example.
Okay.
And yeah, it's happened a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And you, Miss Hilda Evenstad?
Yeah, I feel great, actually. My body is quite okay. So, and during the last week, I noticed that I respond more to the sounds and the noise around me. Don't need more time to be in peace and in the silence than before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that my psychic abilities have increased, and I'm feeling more that how the people feel, you know. They don't need to say anything, and I just noting. And my clear audience has also increased. And I'm still looking to myself through the observer's eyes sometimes. That's quite interesting because I'm learning a lot about myself to look to myself through the observer's eyes. Right? Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Mari?
Well, I'm feeling fine, but I have problems to stay in a silent place. Sometimes I just find myself in the silence everywhere, and it's beautiful. But then thoughts are coming back, and sometimes it's hard to stop the flow of blah, 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 thinking.
Say that last part. I didn't hear you.
sometimes I find it difficult to stop the thoughts.
Oh yeah.
I know I should be quiet. I tell myself to shut up, but it's not working every time.
Yeah, you can't stop the thoughts, so don't beat yourself up by trying to stop the thoughts.
Yes, that's what
Because
I
you're
do.
thinking not to think. Okay? So don't get caught into this trap of thinking not to think. Because you're saying to yourself, I need to stop thinking. So you can get caught into this loop.
Okay?
If your mind is very busy and it's really bothering you, you want to do an active meditation. And you empty it out by doing an active meditation.
Okay, what kind of meditation?
Huh?
What
One of
kind?
these active meditation, blah, 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 do blah, blah, blah. Sit there and just go blah, 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 blah. Do it for 10 minutes,
Okay,
5 minutes, or
I will,
laugh, and then your mind will get empty.
yes.
But if you want to think not to think, you're caught into the trap already,
Okay. See,
because that's not going to work.
I got it. But it
Yeah.
was always easy to start laughing.
Oh, hold on a second, just 1 second. Let me see if I can find a speaker because I can't hear. Just 1 second. You happen to have a small speaker? Go ahead again. I'm sorry. I somehow, for some reason, I can't hear very well today. I don't know. Maybe if it's from my computer. For once, some reason the volume is not good. So what was the last thing you said? I
Well,
didn't
I
hear.
try to say that it's not always so convenient or appropriate to start laughing or blah 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 when you're out among people. You can't go laughing and blah blah blah. You can do that when you're home alone, but
Yeah,
not
sure you
amongst.
can do it. You can just go to your own room and close the door and do it. If you don't want to do that, you can do an active meditation by jumping up and down and saying hoo hoo. In the beginning, you have to use whatever you can to go beyond the thinking mind till it becomes easy. But you use whatever you have to.
I will work on it. I want so much to stay in a silent place. I want it so much.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a good job. You're hanging in there. Just be patient. It's going to come. It's a matter of time for it to get deeper and deeper.
Good.
It takes time. It's not an overnight thing. You can get high and get in a high state, but that's not what I'm trying to teach you guys. I'm trying to show you guys this very silent place that has nothing to do with feeling really high and feeling really good or feeling down. It's beyond feeling good and feeling down. What I'm trying to point out, this other place, it has nothing to do with being high or being low. Marit, the other Marit?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I feel like when I meditate and during meditation, I become more quiet, or I feel more calm
Okay.
or quiet. But many days it's quite difficult because I miss my dad so bad. It's 1 year since he was here with me. So today is a special day for me. So, but the meditation today was very good for me.
You said you miss your mom?
My dad,
Your dad.
he was
Oh,
here
right.
1 year ago today.
Yeah.
It was his last time he was here visiting me
Right. Right. Yeah.
before he passed away.
Yeah.
Mm.
I understand. I understand.
So I don't know. I suddenly yesterday got an inflammation in my foot because I don't know. Because I'm with my dad, I miss him so, and he had an inflammation in his foot. Is that why I
Right.
got it?
Yeah. Well, right now it's been a while. My mom has developed a lower backache in her spine around her sacrum, and she's been dealing with it for past few months, and it started to get a little bit worse for her this past week. And I came back, and as around the time I came back, few days before I come back, I started to get a little pain in my lower back where she has the pain. And now that I'm here, I'm having the same pain as she does. And today got worse. This morning, I had a hard time getting out of the bed, you know? I didn't know how I was gonna come here to Shishi's to do the webinar, and I didn't know how I was going to make it. So this kind of things do happen. What I've discovered is that the best thing is to surrender to what is going on in the moment. You know, all kinds of things happen. The body's going to feel great sometimes or not. Sometimes we go through a lot of pain. Can I surrender into what is happening? That doesn't mean I'm not going to try to make changes, because you always want to improve your health or get better. But can you also surrender to what is going on in the moment with whatever is happening? And in that moment, when you surrender to it, there's a shift. Something shifts and changes. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to check on everyone else. Let's see. Hi, Bettina. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear barely. If you talk a little bit louder.
Okay, I'll try. Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Okay. I'm very busy, so I haven't done the meditations.
Say that again.
I haven't done the meditations because I'm very busy at home and work.
Okay. All right. Well, sometimes that's what happens. Life becomes super busy. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How you doing, Cecilia?
I'm
now when you are explaining all what we are here for, I think I'm doing well. I'm doing my meditations in the morning, one in the morning, very early in the morning, and one before going to sleep. And I feel like when I do that, some days, like the experience are different. And but I think that helped me to deal with my daily life. Especially now when since last week when you say to do the meditation for the third eye, I think that has been very powerful. And yesterday I have, I don't know how to explain, you know, sometimes people are talking about you get messages, and I don't know if I did, but I think I did because I feel inside of myself, my soul was happy with all this, what was coming, what was really very fast and very short. So I think I'm doing well. I'm looking for new changes because I need to do some changes in my life, and so for a long time. And I think yesterday what happened gave me the answer of my new next step. But I still want to be sure whatever happened yesterday was something true for me before taking any action. So I think it's challenging, but also I see with what you explained, I see at the beginning was easy for me to hit the target, to get that space of to experience the silence and all that. But later I feel I lose it. But it's because we don't want to only hit the target and everything is going to change. Like what you just explained, we have to build up everything to be more deeper and more stable. Right. And now I understand why and what the things have been changing through all these months, because I was feeling like I was going back, but now with what you explained, it's not that. It's like you build yourself up for something deeper and more powerful and more stable, what is going to make you deal with your life no matter what. And I think that has been there in my life. Sometimes it's a little tough. Some days tougher than others, but I think I can deal in a different way than before. Before I was very anxious and I was in a bad mood. I was in my mind the whole time. But now I feel I'm more relaxed with the things what I do, and also my body responds different to the work what I'm doing now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Miss Hilde Hagen.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Where are you? Are you at the platform or you're back home?
No, I came back home yesterday in the evening. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's been a lot of work this 14 days, so I have not meditate. So yeah, but the meditation helps me a lot.
Right.
I'm feeling more calm, not so busy mind, not so depressed. Yeah.
Beautiful. Very happy to hear that.
Mm.
That's great improvement.
Yeah.
Anybody else that did I miss anybody? Does anybody have any questions? Is there anything that you've been struggling with, or you want to bring it up? We can talk about it. No. The nature of the mind is to blah, 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 and to be in duality. And it's just like a radio station which is on all the time. And there are times that it may just become very quiet, and there are times that it's just going
Crazy.
on and on and on and on. The fact that you have the ability of observing your mind, of being noticing, being able to notice your mind, that is the advantage, and that is an indication that you are not the mind. If you can hear it, if you can just watch it, you know, you're sitting here, you're kind of looking at it, checking it out, and there's sometimes nothing, and there's sometimes you're just hearing a lot of noise. I'll share something with you interesting. Yesterday morning when I woke up from in a half dream state, you know, I wake up and I'm awake, and I was like, notice mind was just going for hours when I was sleeping, as if there was like a movie was being played or radio station. And it was like kind of hovering here. The whole time I'm asleep, but in my sleep I'm hearing that. It's like as if you have the radio on, you're sitting here in your living room and you have your radio on in the kitchen. And the radio's on, it's just saying whatever it's saying, or it's TV or whatever. You're not really paying attention to it, but you're hearing it. You're hearing the noise. And it was like for hours, I don't know for how long, this noise was going on. And finally, you know, I wake up and it was like, wow, this noise has been going on for a long time. And I kind of took a look at it. It's like checking it out, you know. I was like, I looked at it like, what is happening there? You know, in a way, like what's going on there? You know, you're just checking out something. In a way, I'm just making this gesture. Like, and I was amazed. I was like, wow, this thing has been running for hours. The whole time I'm hearing this, it's like a conversation of a few people talking to each other. But at no point I was fooled that it's who I am. I mean, in a way it was bugging me in some ways because I'm sleeping and I'm hearing this thing going on. So in a way it's like a little bit disturbing because you're hearing this noise, this rattling, this thing. It's going on and on and on and on. And then finally when I woke up, you know, I was like, what the hell is this? What's going on? This thing has been going on and on and on and on and on and on. It's like a broken record. But where am I? Where is this me? Where is this Zarathustra that is capable of listening and hearing this noise? Like right now I'm talking to you is outside of this house. There's like far away, there's somebody's using a leaf blower. They're blowing some leaves. They're cleaning some area which is there's a lot of leaves and they're blowing it. And you know, I can hear the background noise. And the same thing. If you're hearing the noise, the background noise, you treat it like that. There's a background noise in your head. You treat it that way. It's not really who you are. It's just like a radio station. It's on in your head, and this radio station is blah, blah, blah. But that's not who you are. If it was who you are, if it was who you were, then you wouldn't be able to identify it. You would not be able to observe your mind and be aware that there's a mind, blah, blah, blah. If you were the mind, you couldn't watch yourself. The only reason you're able to see it is because you're not it. You notice it, and you're not it. Is this making any sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So can you identify, and that could be your meditation, you know, your meditation, not necessarily you have to go there and be silent. Can you use this as your meditation? Simply in the midst of being very busy, your life is very busy, can you just notice the busyness in your mind and be aware of it? And that is meditation too. Meditation doesn't have a look. I need to be very clear about this part so you don't get caught into it. Meditation doesn't have any looks. I mean, you all have gone to spiritual bookstores or different workshops or on a website of different teachers, different groups, different style of spiritual teachings, and then you may find on their website like there is someone sitting here like this in a lotus posture in a yoga, or you go to yoga studios. What do you see? You see a very flexible woman sitting there, or a man with a great body, and they're just kind of sitting like this. You know what I'm talking about? They got their legs crossed.
Yeah.
Or someone sitting like this.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what happens is we identify meditation with that look. We think that's an image of meditation. But meditation doesn't have any looks. That's one way of gesturing to meditation, but that's not what meditation looks like. Because meditation doesn't have any looks. Okay? You don't have to sit like this in order to be meditating. You don't have to be, sitting like this, putting your legs across to be meditating. That's one out of millions different forms of looks of meditation. That's only one out of million. That's not the only one. Meditation doesn't have any looks. So if you're simply observing your mind, you're meditating. You're simply aware of your mind. You're in a state of meditation. You don't have to sit and close your eyes and do this thing to meditate. That's not meditation. That's not the only way of meditation. Meditation is simply being aware and awake in every moment. You're simply aware and awake in your daily life. That's meditation. These other practices you're doing now is to lead you to that place.
Mm.
Often when I sit and meditate, I feel a lot of presence with different entities that's coming. It's not one, it's often, I don't know, I feel how they look, feel their presence. I assume that's normal.
Okay?
But it's very calm, and sometimes I feel in the body different parts they're doing with me, and it could be in the stomach, or it could be in the hand, or whatever. And yeah.
Okay. Right now, this is meditation.
Yeah.
We're simply hanging out with each other in silence. This is one form of meditation. One of meditation looks. You know, we're simply hanging out in silence. Without any agendas, without any stories. There's no story right now in this moment. All the stories that have happened have happened up to this moment. This moment is brand new and fresh. And in this moment, we're just, maybe there is something to say, maybe there's nothing to say. And we're just together. Hanging out together in silence, it's meditation. That's another way of it. So meditation can happen, and we can do it, whether it happens on its own accord or we do it in so many different ways. That's another fragment of the mind that projects that meditation has a certain kind of looks. You could be ironing your clothes in your home, listening to some music, and you're just completely drawn into and one with what you're doing. That's pure meditation. You are in oneness with what you're doing. You're cooking, you're in a kitchen, you're making food, you're totally in the zone. You're in meditation. You're drawing, making some drawing a painting. There's many different ways of meditation. And if you pay attention, you'll realize many times you're doing meditation, you're not aware of it. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the mind has this thing because no one's ever told us this before. You know? They've told us that, okay, this is the only way of meditation. Yeah, in the beginning, yes, you need a discipline, a form of practice in the early stages so you become more in tune with everything. But eventually you start realizing that meditation, it's a natural thing and it's a part of your life, and you do it many different times, different aspects of your life and times of the day, you know, and then you start to identify it, and then you realize you're actually doing it. Then you don't beat yourself up. But if you can create time to do this form of meditation, that also is extremely helpful for you. Now, whether you're doing it at your own home, or you go to the nature, you go to the park, and you sit there and you sit in silence, or you're in a coffee shop, or you're in a subway, tunnelbane, tebane, you're sitting there, you're in a train going somewhere, you're in a bus traveling, and you know, there are periods of the time that you just go into your own silence. You're quiet, tune in. You can do it in many, many different ways. Or when you're working and you're busy, you're very busy, you're working, you can be in a complete meditation state, being busy working, completely merging into what you're doing, very present with what you're doing in the midst of being very busy, and do your work meditatively. That's meditation too. You know, like Christina, you said you've been very busy. Yeah, you're very present, you're making your phone calls, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're taking care of this, you're taking care of that. You're completely merged into what you're doing. You're one with what you're doing. That is meditation. You're doing your work meditatively. So it doesn't have one look or one form. Meditation, ultimately, when you master yourself, it becomes integrated into everything you do during your life. It becomes your life. Everything you do becomes meditation. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see you all. Our webinar has come to the end. Look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Isn't this Shishi's birthday today?
Yeah, it's Shishi's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Shishi!
Let me call her. You want to come here and say hello to everybody? She's gonna come over.
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Bye.
Take care. Have a
Okay.
nice day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.